Hey everybody, it's your man Type coming to you with another true spook story. Before we begin, let me ask that you go and hit that like button. Go and subscribe to the channel and go ahead and share me with your friends, family, and people if you're thinking not robbery. Now, this story takes place in the Malibu area of the Orlando, Florida area. This is right off of Ivy Lane Road, right before you get to Campanella. So, this story is going to be called The Cupcake Lady. Now, I gotta warn you guys, this is very graphic. By all means, trigger warning time. I'm not saying all people who prepare food in their home does this, but in my day, this particular individual did. Well, she was known as the Cupcake Lady, and she would make the most delicious cupcakes you can ever taste in your life. She would have various flavors, various kinds. I mean, she even put bacon on a cupcake one time, to which it drove the kids crazy. Just thinking about my childhood, I remember she shredded some bacon and kind of like dehydrated it in a dehydrator, and she turned it into kind of like bacon dust, or bacon powder. It's like sawdust, and she sprinkled it on top of maple syrup cupcake, and it was the best tasting thing we had ever eaten. I used to love that lady's cupcakes. Keep in mind, I was a fat little kid, the chubby boy of the gang. So my fat ass was always chasing after them sweets and shit, hitting the candy lady up, and she only served cupcakes, no milk, no soda. She just spent all day baking cupcakes. Now, this lady, she was about 29, 30 years old at the time. I was around by 12, 13. So we would go to her after school, walking home from middle school. I went to Carver. And we'll stop by our house, we'll save our lunch money, and we'll pick up about 3 cupcakes for $1. Walking home, we would eat them. So every time we would pick one up, I would notice that she is looking out the window and she would be smiling, or she'll come sit on the porch and she would literally demand us to eat one in front of her. She was like, hey, go ahead, let me see you bite it. And we always used to be like, okay, cool. And no shit, the free cupcake. And if we like ate it or gave her a compliment, she would give us another one, or, have us experiment, try some of her experiment designs. So it was a win-win for us. Now, all of the dope boys would come to her house and they would be getting bags of cupcakes to get her their girlfriends. I mean, she was surviving off of this shit. She never worked, for as far as I can tell. She never worked, but she was making a living off of selling nothing but cupcakes. She like legit had a house and like a car in the yard, and she didn't go to work. Now, she never had children. We never seen kids come out of her house. I didn't even see like family members, kin folks, or anything. It was just her and her 2, 3 ovens baking these cupcakes. So one day, I decided to skip school. And as I was deciding to skip school, in order to get home, we had to go past her house in order to jump the fence to in the back field. So she see me, she like, hey, Tyke, come here. And I'm like, ah, shit, I'm caught. Now, she didn't know my mom or my dad, so I just was, fuck, she finna give me a scolding. Probably can't get no cupcakes. And she like, hey, Tyke, could you sit up here and watch the stove for me? And she didn't get mad at me for skipping school. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kiss a little ass right now. So I'm sitting up there watching the stove. She say, when the buzzer go off, only thing you have to do is remove it. I say, okay. She showed me how to get the little mittens and remove the cupcakes, set them on the stove, put the other one in, set the timer. Shit went clockwork. So I finished out the school day over there sitting in her kitchen, drinking little sodas and shit and eating cupcake batter. Now, while she was gone, I think I did that for like 2, 3 hours. While she was gone, I had to go to the restroom. I'm sitting there, I say, oh, let me go to the restroom. So I leave her kitchen to where her kitchen was made. You would leave out the kitchen, pass by the front door, make a right, and you'll pass by like some mirrors of her ancestors, people on the wall, pictures of family and stuff, although we never seen her with family. And you would go down, her room would be the first room on the left. You go down about four more steps, and then the bathroom would be on the right hand side. So I go into the bathroom, and in there I'm hearing all kind of moans and groans, almost like somebody in pain holding their stomach. Now you guys got to keep in mind, I'm not sexually active yet. I'm just 13, 14 years old. So I'm thinking she's in pain, hurting really bad. So I'm like, okay, let me just not get involved with that. So I go in there, I take a quick piss, and I rush back to the kitchen, and I'm sitting up there. So she comes out of the room, come back to the kitchen, and she's carrying a little vial of some like clearish, milky liquid with her. I didn't pay any attention. It is what it is. So she sits it on the table and she thanked me. She gave me a hug, kiss on the cheek. And she was a pretty lady. So, I'm thinking, okay, I'm flirting. I had already made up a lie in my head that I'm going to tell my friends, oh, yeah, I screwed her. I'm going to say all kind of shit. We young boys back then. So she gave me about 2 cupcakes and told me go on home. And she said, don't skip school no more. I said, yes, ma'am. So go home. Time passed, she never told anybody what happened, skipped school. And I kept that memory that although she was sick in that room or whatever, she came holding some little clear liquid. And the vial wasn't as big as like a jug of soda or nothing. It was like a perfume bottle size vial. So time went on, it is what it is. So as time go on, she just kept getting popular and popular. And it grew to the point where she put a little sign on the side of her car, and she would drive the cupcakes to various people in the hood. She never sold cupcakes past Bruton Boulevard. It was Bruton Boulevard all the way down to Old Winter Garden Road. She kept it, and she made all that money off of all these people in the projects. It was 3 sets of projects on that road, and all the houses in Richmond Estates, Richmond Heights, and Ivy Lane Estates and Ivy Lane Shores. So she was racking up. So she expanded her business to where she had a little mobile service. She would make an order, and she would zoom in the car with her orders, and boom. So she decided to hire at least 2 of us. So she hired me, and she hired my cousin Robert to run around with her. And we were supposed to like run up to the door with the cupcakes and everything. And Robert is supposed to get the other bags or other boxes that she had dropped off. And we would pack them up all nice and neat. And she would give us like $5, $10, sometimes $20 for a whole day's work. We was kids. That was big change to us. So now, enter my Uncle Dallas. When I tell you about my Uncle Dallas, he a piece of crap. But, he was known as Mo. So Mo, good looking dude, Jerry curls. Good looking dude, Jerry curls. And he thought he was the top of the line, shit kicker of them all. So he saw us with him in the car one day. We stopped at the Wellco store off of Old Winter Garden Road and Ivy Lane Road. And he like, boy, what y'all doing that woman? Your mama nowhere yet? And she was like, Mo, that's you? And he like, yeah, that's me. And I guess she was just flirting with him because I never knew they knew each other. Long story short, Uncle Dallas started trimming the old lady. So Uncle Dallas trimming her, going back and forth to her house. He ended up knocking her down. Bum, 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 bum. Uncle Dallas laughing. He'll come get us and say, go over there and sit with her. Let her know I'll be there. So then we'll go over there and sit with her. She welcome us in. So me and Robert, we eat free cupcakes. We watching TV and shit, drinking sodas. And Uncle Dallas come through, bang her down, bum, 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 bum. Walk out, and he's smiling. He done did his job, and she was quite faithful to the old man, even though he had a wife and about 3 other fucking women. He was just that dude, man. So now, 2-3 years pass. I'm about 15 years old. I'm kind of getting over the cupcake shit. I'm saying I'm finna get in shape, I want a 6-pack and all that shit. I'm on that level. So now I don't want to hang out with her no more. Uncle Dollar's been screwing this chick for at least 2 years. So I told her, I say, hey, madam, I'm finna just gonna get out of here. And it was nice knowing you. I gotta go to school. I gotta do this. So, I just come making up some stuff. I even said I had a little girlfriend at the time. I didn't. I was still a virgin. So she's like, okay, well, if you ever need anything, you come back. You always been sweet to me. And again, she gave me a little kiss on the cheek, gave Robert a little kiss on the forehead. So we like, oh yeah, we gonna tell our friends we ran the train on her. Again, we lied on that woman so goddamn much. No, we wasn't touching her. We just lied on that poor woman's body. God forgive us. But yeah, so that was that. So now, I'm getting older and I'm discovering pornography now. I'm watching little porn and flicks and stuff at my friend's house. And so, just so happened one day, I'm watching the pornography. And I'm hearing the same moans from the woman on the TV show, the TV porn, that I was hearing with the woman who was in the room all them times. I was hearing her moaning and stuff when I was watching the cupcakes that just hanging out at her house. So I put two and two together. So it was one where I saw the woman make liquid come out of her vagina. She was squirting. And I'm looking at it and I say, oh my God, that's what she was doing. So now I'm intrigued because now I know somebody who can do this shit. It's not just Hollywood predictions on movies. So I'm sitting out there like, damn, that's crazy. Now I'm telling you guys all this because it's finna get a little real to you. We finna get into this thing, people. So now it hit me that while she was in the room, and that clear glass that she brought out that room, it had to be filled with her juices, people. So now she set it on the counter with all the cake batter, the eggs and everything, almost like it was part of the ingredients that she was gonna be using for her food. So I'm thinking in my head, now I never saw her put this in there. I wanna clarify that. Never saw her put it in there. So I'm sitting up here and I'm clarifying that for you guys. So she set everything on the counter. She's mixing the cake batter. Now keep in mind, motherfucking people, I'm finna stop right here. Keep in fucking mind that I'm sitting up here fingering the hell out of this cake batter. She'll pour all the cupcakes in the little molds and shit, and oh, you can lick the bowl tight. And I'm motherfucking fingering down the bitch. I couldn't get fucking enough. In my silly ass. People evil, man. People fucked up in the head, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. So I finally put two and two together. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope she ain't doing that. That came out of her. And it's like, and then I thought it was piss too. So before I got educated, so I'm on some other shit in my head and I'm looking at her sideways now. Uncle Dollar's still going down there running rod up in her ass. So I say, do you think that she like make water like the ladies in the video? And he was like, oh yeah, that bitch can wet up a goddamn bed, boy. She'll fuck that bed up. See, every time I'm down there, the bitch gotta change the covers because I don't fucking play. I'm Mo, baby. I'm Mo. I give her Mo. And he's always yell like that's why they call him Mo. I give her Mo. I give him Mo. So I'm like, okay, NHIPI, the shit getting thick. Say, okay, that had to be that shit, that liquid she brought out that room, that little murky, cloudy ass liquid she brought in that little vial out that room. So I say, okay, let me go talk to my mama. So I say, hey mama. I said, you know the cupcake lady? She's like, yeah. I say, I've been hanging over there. I say, Uncle Dolly's, he trimming her. And she's like, oh, I know he been screwing that woman. He been screwing that woman for years. They always said they were going to end up screwing one day. I say, well, I'll be over there. And I say, mama, guess what that lady did, I think. So, I had to confess to my mama that I was watching porn. At 15, she slapped me in the face and started laughing. And I say, so she was in there making the same moans that woman make on the tape in there. I say, and she came out that room with her hair looking funny, all sweaty, and she had a vial of liquid and she put it on the counter next to the ingredients. And my mom was like, no, shut up. I say, yes, ma'am. So my mama called my grandmama. My grandma is like, she doing what? And my grandma say, don't just make shit up tight. Don't be making shit up. That's disgusting. Don't make shit up. I say, grandma, I'm telling you what I saw. I was there And every time I'm watching the pots in the cupcake, I'm seeing her go in the room, make this fucking loud ass screaming and noises, and she come back out with some juice or some water like liquid in her hand in a little cup or jar or something. I say, I'm thinking that's what she doing. So grandma and them get suspicious. Uncle Dallas, grandma tell Uncle Dallas, hey, if that woman doing that like that in the bedroom, Uncle Dallas like, yeah, she be doing that all the time. Say, I ain't think nothing of it. So grandma said, next time she do it, don't put your dick in her and come inside of her. Grandma said, just sit up there and see what you do. See and look around, see can you see her catching the shit. Uncle Dollar like, cool. So Uncle Dollar go down there, he run right up in her and shit. I'm sitting in the car waiting on him because he like was using me as an excuse. He had to take me to the hospital. I wasn't sick. He just was trying to get him one so he could get back home his old lady and shit. So he goes in there and he do exactly what my grandma said. Uncle Dollar was pretty faithful to my grandma. And so he said he was in there screwing her. And then he was like, well, I'm not gonna nut in you tonight because I don't want to be tired, go to sleep and all that shit. He giving all kind of excuses. And then she like, okay. So she like, okay, then just, whack me off, like watch me and all that shit. So they had a little session on that level after the fact. Well, he said, Uncle Dollar's words, not mine. He said, man, after that lady did that, she literally went to the bed sheet and like in the rag she had, like she did a lot, and say she was scraping it up off the bed or dripping it into the vial off the bed, or she would catch it, and it was just something he was explaining how she caught it on some rag because she would put like rags and towels down, and I guess she had a lot of and she would squeeze it into it, even if it was a little drop, she would keep that. And I said, oh shit. So he go back and tell grandmama. I'm with him too now. So not me, him, grandmama, my mama, we sitting around and we can't believe this was going on. Now keep in mind, everybody in the hood, from Old Wintergone Road to Bruton Boulevard that ate this bitch cupcakes. Now we all are, me and cousin Robert, we done licked the damn bowl on on the cake batter, man. We motherfucking Jesus Christ. I ain't even lose my virginity yet and it be had me eat pussy. That's horrible. So grandma was like, so y'all been down at her house? Did y'all see her do this? I say, no, I heard. And grandma like, she was feeding y'all this shit. And I wanted to say no so bad because I knew what grandma was gonna do. Grandma was finna go lose it. Like she was down there poisoning us. So and I said, I don't want to say nothing, grandma. And she's like, you was a little fat ass kid, so you were licking the spoon and everything she mixed shit up with. You probably were licking the goddamn blender nozzles. I had a rough fucking childhood, man. So y'all don't fucking judge me. My people were hard on me. Grandma was like, you probably were licking the motherfucking blender nozzles, you fat asses. All right, then. She say, I need to handle that bitch. So I said, oh shit. She say, Dallas, get in the car, let's go. So Uncle Dallas get in the car. My mama get in the car. I ride my bike down there, because you had to go through the back way. You could get there in less than 5-10 minutes on the bike. But with the car, you had to go on the road. So I ride my bike through the field. So I don't go up to the house. I'm like a street over, hiding behind this big ass oak tree. So grandma knock on the door. And she come to the door. Hey, you gun Jew. Hey, Pat. And grandma like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing feeding my grandson your motherfucking pussy juice? And she like, I don't know what you talking about. You don't bring that shit down to my house. I ain't got time. And she tried to close the door on grandmama and shit. But then she noticed Uncle Dallas was coming up the driveway. And she's like, Dallas, get your mama. And Uncle Dallas like, I can't do nothing about that. Girl, she wanted to come here. I'm finna let y'all handle that shit. So Uncle Dallas stayed back because, he had got tired of dealing with her. So this is his way out. So he was hoping grandma would shoot her, swing on her, or something. So now this is the one time I seen my Christian ass mama fight. My mama got so mad. She like, you got my boy down here into this sexual shit that you doing. And my mama like balled up her fist, took it all the way back to Alabama, and swung on that lady. Pop, boom, hit her in the face. Boom. And Uncle Dallas was like, oh shit, Pat. And my grandma was like, whoop her ass. That's your baby she fucking with. So now, mama ended up whooping the lady ass. And it was a good fight. The lady had some hands on her now. My mama ended up tossing them bitches. And my mama was older than her, so the lady had some hands for my mama. So that's the first time I seen my mama knock a bitch out, right? So Uncle Dallas finally got in between them and broke it up. Y'all stop that shit. Stop that shit. Now what's going on? So then grandma explained the shit to Uncle Dallas. He instantly looked at me like up the road because Uncle Dallas just crazy like that. And he pointed at me and he just started laughing. He rubbing his nose and shit. And he just laughing and grandma like that shit ain't funny. So grandma walk in the house and grandma go to the kitchen and grandma like, what the fuck are you doing with this shit? What are you doing? And she was like, Agunju, that's how I make my money. Yeah, I learned that if I put a little bit of my essence in there, everybody always have me on their brain. Everybody always have me on their mind. And look at me, I got a car, I got a business, I'm doing shit. Y'all bitches gotta go to work. And I'm sitting up here doing nothing but selling cupcake. I ain't got no HIV, I ain't got no disease. I just put a little bit in there and I keep them on they, and that keep me on their mind. Y'all bitches need to learn how to keep y'all man like that. Y'all bitches need to do that. I ain't the only motherfucking one. We were taught this shit in Alabama. And grandma like, oh, you one of them inbred Bama bitches. And grandma hate people from Alabama. So if you from Alabama and you meet my grandma, she gonna hate you. Period. She a Georgia woman. So she's like, you one of them inbred bitches from Alabama. Y'all do all fuck shit like this. Next to them Louisiana hoe, y'all just some nasty old magic using bitches. And say, don't you ever in your life talk to my motherfucking son or my motherfucking grandson ever again. I don't never want to see him around your stupid ass bitch and make me come down here and kill you. So the lady was like, fuck that, fuck you, fuck him, and fuck you, Dallas. And you're like, we can be all of that shit, bitch. And grandma said, keep it up and I'll ruin this motherfucking business. And she like, that's when the lady got all nice and be like, okay, I'm sorry. Don't ruin my business, don't ruin my business. So now everybody, well, I'm finna be 100% G now. I ain't gonna make shit up with this story. Grandmama start extorting the motherfucking woman. Yep. Because grandma didn't see nothing wrong with that type of magic. She just didn't want it to happen to us. So we couldn't eat cupcakes. We couldn't eat no pastries from her. If we wanted pastries, she would literally go to the store and get little Debbie cakes. So she said, okay, bitch, I need me $50 every month. When I come buy your shit, you have me $50. I have my nephew and everybody spread the motherfucking word that what you doing. And the lady faithfully gave my grandma money, to which my grandma bought tobacco and lotto tickets with the bitch. She liked Red Man Golden Blend, Levi Garrett, Red Man Golden Blend, and she loved her scratch off. That's probably where I get it from. And for a while, she did that till the lady just finally got tired of grandmama. You know, grandma had even forgot, that why the lady was giving her the money. She just got in the routine of just going over there every month, getting money from the fucking woman. So now we grown people. The lady still selling the cupcakes. So me, as a 19-year-old man, I'm sliding over them. You know, hey, you still sell cupcakes? She like, tight, look at you, looking all good. You done lost that fat. Yeah, so you still sell cupcakes? She say, I do. And I didn't bring it up like what she did in the past. I'm like, let me get a couple on. She say, the price done went up. They two for $1 now. I say, okay. She say, what flavor you want? Come on in. I say, no, I ain't coming in. I say, you choose. So that's when she had the one with the bacon on it. I say, maple syrup and bacon cupcake? Yeah, let me get that. So now, all jokes aside, listen to me good. I'm transparent as fuck with you. Only reason I bought the motherfucking cupcake, because I remembered the lady was putting her shit in the bitch. So I had just discovered my sexuality. So now I'm like, let's rock. And Cupcake tasted like a cupcake. I wasn't addicted to it. I'm like, okay, so I never went back and got another one. Just trying it out, experimenting. But the lady, business was thriving like a motherfucker, man. I think that lady passed away around by 2000 and I'm gonna say around by 2007. That lady passed away just out of natural causes. When she passed away, she had all kind of recipes written down of various cupcake designs that she wanted to make. Now, this is going to be strange when I tell you guys this, but I really want you to understand what I'm saying. There is a local pastry shop in the Central Florida area. The owner of the pastry shop is related to this woman. It's in the downtown area. That's all I'm going to say because I am not going to get sued. They are related and they don't sell nothing but cupcakes. Yep, cupcakes. Now, that had to be the quickest one, but that's all I can remember. And again, I don't want to tell you guys no lies. So if you're ever in Orlando, Florida, and you go to the downtown area, you know where the courthouse at? About 3-4 blocks up the road from the courthouse. And they have a cupcake building right there. It's still standing. I advise you not to eat the cupcake, baby. Because it just might be eating somebody's cake. I'm tight. I'm getting the hell on out of here. Y'all stay blessed.